What's up everybody, Austin here with the Evolving Tank. This week we're going to try taking a beautiful blue alien betta and putting him in a 400-gallon community aquarium. He'll be in there with much larger fish like Congo tetra, peacock gudgeons, rainbow fish, and roseline sharks. I've seen bettas go in community tanks before, but usually not tanks this big, and the tank mates are usually a little smaller than this, so my fingers were crossed that it would all go well. When I first got him home, I actually saw him turn a few different colors, I'm sure because of all the stress of being moved from the local store to my house. I saw him with a pattern that looked more like blue stripes down his side, and one where his colors were turned all the way down. He looked more pearlescent than anything else. It was pretty interesting to see all that from the same fish, but I of course like the deep blue coloring more than anything else, that's why I got him. So hopefully once he settles in, he shows that more than anything else. Before I set him free in the 400 gallons, I held the container under the water just to get one last good look at him. I didn't know if he would be outgoing, swimming around in the open areas with everyone else, or if he would hide 24/7, and I wouldn't get to see him much at all. I know bettas are one of those fish that have their own individual personalities, which is cool, but it also means I couldn't predict what would happen when he was released. But let's let him loose and see what happened. Right away, one of the female Congo tetras might have gotten too close and spooked him, but he found a nice little quiet area by the big piece of driftwood. And then he did come out to explore a little bit. I'm sure he's never been in a tank with other fish the size of some of these, so he went right to the top of the tank to scope out the area. But of course I wasn't expecting him to be completely comfortable right away. Most of the other fish didn't even pay him any attention. They had their own things going on, but as the days went on, and the betta fish had some more time to settle in, I was able to tell a few different things about this newest fish. One thing is that he definitely was a beautiful fish. When he has his colors turned all the way up, it looks great. A brighter blue than almost any other fish I've seen. But the colors aren't always turned all the way up. It depends on where the fish is in the tank and how he's feeling, I guess. But I love to see him when he's feeling good. Another thing I figured out is that the betta felt way more comfortable just staying at the top of the aquarium. After the first day, he figured out two main areas where he could relax. And by relax, it's more like he wedges himself into different areas. His favorite one is behind this breeding box that I have in the tank for another project that I'll be talking about soon. But when I first saw him back there, I thought he was actually stuck. One of the outlets for my canister filter actually blows in that direction, so I thought maybe he got blown back there and couldn't get out. But after I watched him for a second, I realized that's exactly where he wanted to be. He had enough space to turn around, look at me, look at the other fish, and most importantly, he could get out of there whenever he wanted to without any problems. The other place he likes to wedge himself is in the roots of one of the coleus plants growing out of the aquarium. He just sits there with his head sticking out, staring at the rest of the tank. But that did bring up the question for me, was he hiding because he was scared? Honestly, the only tank mate I was a little worried about was the crawfish. They do have those little claws, and I haven't seen them cause too much of an issue for anyone else in here, but if the betta did pick on them directly or was waving its fins directly in their face, I didn't know what could happen. And if somebody ever really was getting beat up in this tank, I would of course get them out, but I haven't seen any signs of that from anybody. But after about a week in the aquarium, the betta did start swimming around a little more again. I'm sure he just needed time to settle in and realize that nobody else in here was out to get him. He generally sticks to planet areas right now, and he definitely looks like he's being cautious. He took his time moving around and was watching the other fish around him, but at least he wasn't completely avoiding them now. He'll still regularly go back to one of his favorite hangout spots, but he seems to be getting more and more comfortable. Bettas are one of those fish a lot of people keep in their own little bowls by themselves, and it's definitely true the males won't get along with anybody else from their species after a while, even if it's a female. But we're getting the chance here to see that they can go in a community tank with other peaceful fish that won't bother them. And even though a lot of the fish in this 400-gallon aquarium are bigger than he'll ever get, he won't get larger than 2 to 3 inches, nobody else in here has messed with him. And he hasn't bothered any of them either. Actually, I told you all he likes to hang around these breeding boxes that I'm using for another project. One time he was actually able to jump over the top and get inside, and I don't know how many hours he was in there for with small babies, small enough that he definitely could have eaten them if he wanted to. But he didn't touch a single one, they were all still there. So somehow I might have lucked out and gotten a more peaceful betta with a good attitude. But don't worry, I did adjust the breeding boxes so that wouldn't happen again. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in seeing a bonus video, mostly unnarrated, and it'll just have all the bonus footage from this episode that couldn't be in this video. Making these videos, I usually get rid of a lot of good footage because the clips are just too long, but that's all I have for you all today. Subscribe if you want more. See you all next time.